Welcome to the WHHI-TV Daily News. I'm Betsy McDaniel. As always, there's a lot to cover in the Low Country today, so let's get started with a few headlines. Well, things will likely get a bit windy around here as we begin to feel our little edge of Hurricane Milton. It was still classified as a Category 5 storm as it closed in on an area between Tampa and Sarasota, where it's expected to make landfall overnight. The Low Country is still under a tropical storm watch, and we should be getting our heaviest winds early tomorrow morning. After Milton rips through the midsection of Florida, he's expected to head back out to sea. We are expecting some storm surge, some rain, and winds into the 30s, but thankfully we should not experience the number of tornadoes that Helene brought a couple of weeks ago. The State High School League has voted to extend the football regular season by a week, so all of the playoffs are intact, which pushes that season a week later into December. Makeup games are being decided at the region level, so the same number of teams will make the playoffs. The Bluffton Hilton Head High Bridge Bowl will be made up this Thursday, if weather permits. Volleyball seasons were also extended by a week. Greenville School District, the largest in the state, finally reopened school doors on Wednesday. Students there had been out of school ever since Helene hit 2 weeks ago. Access to schools is now adequate, and all of them now have power. Food that was lost in cafeterias has been restocked, expected to be paid for by FEMA funds, and the district will ask the state legislature to forgive the days missed. Despite our crazy weather of late, a lot of people still want to retire in South Carolina. So what will that cost? According to an analysis done by the financial website GoBankingRates.com, our little neck of the woods will run about $68,000 a year. That number is pricier than some other spots in the South, but far better than trying to retire in Hawaii, where it will cost closer to $130,000 a year. The website used estimates for food, shelter, transportation, healthcare, and utility costs, plus a 20% cash buffer to come up with their numbers. Our neighbors in Georgia should expect to spend at least $64,000 a year. And as you're probably aware, the Savannah Bananas and their game of banana ball just keep growing in popularity. And among their stops in the coming season will be a visit to Death Valley, Clemson University's Memorial Stadium, where they could set a Bananas single game attendance record. The game against the Party Animals will be April 26th in the 81,000-seat stadium. The Bananas attendance record currently is 45,000 at Citizens Ballpark in Philadelphia, one of the major league parks the Bananas played in last summer. The Bananas announced their 2025 schedule this week. Along with Clemson Stadium, the season also includes football stadiums in Nashville and Charlotte and 18 big league ballparks. The media sources on your screen will have more on these and other stories, and we would love for you to like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram at WHHI-TV. And if you have an idea for a news story, we'd love to hear it, so drop us a line at news@WHHITV.com. And now here's Justin Jarrett with what happened last night in the Loco.
Hey, it's time for Last Night in the Loco on WHHI, powered by LocoSports.com. And it's time to revisit the drama unfolding weekly in the Region 6 4A girls volleyball race after another stunning upset shook up the standings last night. The Hilton Head Seahawks went into the tank and took a 5-set thriller from May River on Tuesday, just a week after the Sharks took down region frontrunner Bishop England on the same court. Hilton Head bounced back after losing the first set to take the next two, and the Seahawks were close to closing it out before May River rallied to claim the fourth set 26-24 and force a deciding fifth stanza. It was back and forth throughout, but the Seahawks were able to squeak out a 15-13 win in the final set to stun the Sharks. It's the second straight upset for Hilton Head, which avenged an earlier loss to Bluffton last week and has won 4 of its last 5 region matches after a 1-4 start. The Seahawks are still in 4th place, but their win last night put Bluffton and May River into a tie for 2nd, with 2 head-to-head meetings between the Bobcats and Sharks looming over the next 2 weeks. Defensive specialist Gracie Pufall joined us on Tuesday's Loco Sports Lowdown to reflect on the big win and tell us how the Seahawks turned their season around and played spoiler in the region title race. Week 8 of the high school football season gets an early start with Bluffton hosting Hilton Head for the Bridge Bowl on Thursday. So we'll preview every game on the slate tonight on the Loco Pigskin Preview, live at 9:30 p.m. on the Loco Media Network. For Loco Sports and WHHI, I'm Justin Jarrett. Until next time, go Loco.
Coming up after a quick break, Bob Stevens chats with Joe Kane of the Island Rec Center to tell us what's coming up this season. Don't go away.